investors.
Pine Labs IPO was subscribed 2.4 times on the final day of bidding. Subscription was led by qualified institutional buyers, followed by retail investors. Fintech manages to raise over 1,700 crore rupees from 70 anchor investors.
CNBC-TV18 News confirmed Car Trade confirms that it is in talks to acquire Car Deco and Bike Deco. Car Deco's valuation was $1.2 billion in 2021. Sources indicate the Insurance Deco acquisition could also be relooked at a later stage.
D2C full-stack fulfillment startup Quick Shift raises 22 crore rupees in a pre-Series A round led by Atomic Capital. Funds will be used to develop an AI-first platform, strengthen teams, enhance omni-channel programs, and expand operations across North and South India.
SoftBank sells its entire stake in NVIDIA for nearly $6 billion. The investments in OpenAI and PayPal helped SoftBank's profits double in the second quarter. Vision Fund alone reports a gain of $19 billion. Those are the headlines that we're tracking for you today. Now, in what's brewing, AI startup Tsavorite Scalable Intelligence has just unveiled what it calls a new frontier in AI efficiency and scalability, the Omni Processing Unit, or OPU, a unified compute platform that blends CPU, GPU memory, and high-speed interconnect into a single composable architecture. With more than $100 million in pre-orders, partnerships with Samsung Foundry, ARM, and Sumitomo, and claims of dramatically improved performance and cost efficiency for AI workloads from edge to hyperscale, Tsavorite is making a play to redefine how AI is trained, deployed, and scaled. For more on that, joining us now is Shailesh Thusu, who's the founder and CEO of Tsavorite Scalable Intelligence, and no stranger to building transformative data platforms. Shailesh, thanks very much. It's great to have you on CNBC TV18. Let's start with the big picture. You're calling the Omni Processing Unit a new class of compute architecture. How is it fundamentally changing the way AI systems are built and scaled compared to today's GPU-centric world? And can you quantify for us how much faster an AI model can run on your OPUs?
Yeah, thank you, Ritu, for having me on your show. We set out to define a new processing unit for next generation of AI compute. So what we call as you said, the Omni Processing Unit. 2 years ago, we created a team that was in Bangalore and in California. Working together, we have now created a processor that can run 10 times faster with only 10% of the energy used that is today. We see that AI compute needs are really growing really quickly, and what people need for every domain, the compute power is required. But energy is a huge issue. And in order to reduce the energy and the power required in order for us to really sustain the growth rate that the world needs, we created this OPU configuration.
Well, Shailesh, would you say this is the end of GPUs as we know them? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you positioning the OPU as a complement to the existing architecture? I mean, what's the pitch to investors?
Yeah, this is beyond the GPU. A GPU was designed originally for graphics, really creating graphics of pictures. It's been used very well for AI compute, but the efficiency of a GPU as far as its how much power it takes in order to process the AI type of workloads, it was never actually designed for that. So GPUs will, of course, stay on, but OPU will really is a beyond. The architecture is fundamentally designed from the grounds up in order to do all of the AI workloads. What we have done in it is we actually created something we call the multiplexes fabric. This fabric really offers us the connectivity that we require from what's traditionally called a CPU or a GPU or a memory or an interconnect. And those things then really create efficiently you process the AI workloads. And so, no, it's not the end of the GPU. That's not how I would call it, but it is beyond what a GPU can do today.
Okay, not the end of the GPU, but beyond what a GPU can do. You already have more than 100 million pre-orders and, customers like Sumitomo Corporation on board. What is driving this early demand and what kinds of AI workloads are your partners most keen on?
Yeah, so from day one, what we decided to do was how do we get not only an energy efficient processor, but also something that can scale. That can scale because the AI workloads are really changing the market. And it's also the workloads themselves are changing. and the type of AI is also changing. So we created a very configurable unit. And then what we, in order to prove to our early customers, we then mapped that unit into a prototype system that's running in our lab today. This prototype system allows our customers to log in and ensure that the workload that they have today running in deployment can be run on our hardware without them having to change it. So this has enabled us to really create some very strong partnerships in Japan, as you said, with Sumitomo Corporation, in Europe, in a large leading OEM there. We have in India, we are making some very deep partnerships in India around not only creating the GPU, but actually doing a lot more design work going forward there.
Well, speaking of India, Shailesh, since you bring this up, how significant is India's role in Tsavorite's growth going to be and in shaping the global AI hardware landscape, you think?
I think it's going to be a very significant role. In fact, from day one, when Tsavorite was started, we started it simultaneously in both Bangalore and in California. Our teams are equally strong in both the sites. We've developed it together over the last 2 years at this point in time. And in fact, going forward, we see India as being a pivotal role, and in fact, we'll be likely be larger in India than even in the US. Now, we are going to also do much more in India going forward. Right now, we are in our phase of our basically our OPU design points, but we are also designing what we call the Helix platform. The Helix platform is a way, it's a platform in a way we deliver to our end customer an AI appliance. This appliance will be fully designed and manufactured in India and then deployed around the world.
All right. The Helix AI platform expected in 2026 will be made right here. But finally, just a big picture view, Shailesh, before we let you go. How do you see Tsavorite's technology shaping the next decade of AI? Will the winners be those with the biggest chips or those with the smartest, most efficient systems?
The winners are going to be those which can actually span it's not about the chip size, it's about the smartness, it's about how do you optimize for a given workload, given market. AI is a very large market and it's just starting. And it really needs to be optimized all the way from something that goes on your desk to something that goes onto full data centers and in the hyperscaler market. So it's just the starting of the journey, and we see that us being a very significant role going forward and being able to provide people options and really do sustainable AI for the future.
All right, Shailesh, we'll leave it at that. And thank you very much for waking up so very early, in your time to join us here on CNBC-TV18. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show, Ritu. Thank you. Bye.
Well, moving on the hot seat today, customer engagement platform MoEngage has raised $100 million in fresh funding led by Goldman Sachs Alternatives and A91 partners. The Bengaluru and San Francisco-based SaaS firm plans to use the capital to scale its AI-powered marketing agents and accelerate growth across North America, which now contributes the largest share of its revenue. With this round, MoEngage's total funding crosses $250 million. And to discuss how AI is reshaping marketing automation and what's next for the company's global playbook, joining me now is Ravi Teja, co-founder and CEO of MoEngage. Ravi, welcome to Startup Street. You've often said brands are moving beyond legacy marketing clouds. So what's driving enterprises to switch to MoEngage, and how are you positioning the platform against incumbents like Salesforce or Adobe?
Yeah, thank you, Shruti, for having us on the show. For the viewers, we are an enterprise AI company in the customer data and engagement space. And as you rightly mentioned, a lot of our growth in the last few years have been driven by migrations of enterprise B2C brands from legacy marketing cloud platforms like that of Adobe and Salesforce. And since these legacy marketing cloud platforms have been built in the early 2000s, built on legacy technology stack, not easy to use for consumer brands and the marketing teams within those consumer brands. And it also takes so long to kind of take the campaign ideas to life on these platforms. And MoEngage being an AI-powered platform built for the enterprise with our Million AI engine at the center of everything that we do. And it's also a very easy to use platform for marketing teams. And with
Okay.
AI decisioning, also we are seeing that rapid adoption and migration from legacy platforms.
We'll delve deeper into what you just said, but first let's talk about the fundraise. What's the key focus area for this capital? Deeper AI innovation or market expansion? And what kind of growth targets have you set for the next phase?
Sure, Shruti. So I think it's a combination of both. One, I would say a big part of our growth in the last 3 to 4 years has been driven by our growth in North America, Europe, and Middle East regions, and we want to continue to accelerate that. So we'll be expanding our sales and marketing and customer success teams in those regions to continue to kind of accelerate and grow at a 35% over 35% CAGR growth rate
Okay.
over the next 3 to 4 years. That's the growth rate that we are working towards. And the second part of this growth will also be driven by investments in terms of AI, uh, basically accelerating innovation in our AI capabilities, especially around the million AI sort of agents, which are purpose built for marketing teams and product teams within B2C organizations.
Okay. Ravi, with everyone adding an AI layer today, how do you ensure your Merlin AI suite stands out? What's the moat, if you could break down how these AI agents are transforming a marketer's workflow?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Shruti. And today, there are AI platforms available today, but many of these are horizontal platforms for enterprise companies. And I think the way we look at Meridian AI is basically a functional AI platform, purpose built for marketing teams within B2C organizations. And basically, we're focusing only on the marketing teams and helping these teams grow revenue and customer lifetime value metrics. And for example, like we have AI decisioning capabilities, whether it regards to like for example, like if you take a quick commerce company like a Swiggy Instamart, we help them kind of identify which customer should receive the best offers or the
Okay.
most relevant offers, and also on the right channel and also on the right time,
Hmm.
right? So and that's only can possible at the scale of when you look at a scale of tens of millions of customers,
Yes.
like some of these brands have. It's only possible leveraging all the AI decisioning capabilities, and for us, it's just not. And we are delivering real results, and we are also seeing strong adoption of our AI products from our existing customers.
Sure. Like I mentioned earlier, Ravi, North America is now your largest revenue contributor, and business there has doubled over the past year. What's driving that growth? And give us a sense of where the business stands today in terms of revenue and scale.
Yeah. So I think in terms of our growth in North America, it is being driven quite a bit with regards to enterprises across retail, financial services, travel and hospitality verticals, migrating from legacy marketing cloud platforms as well as multiple point solutions that are out there to a unified, organically built platform like MoEngage. And we are seeing quite a bit of that migration.
Okay.
And in terms of the scale of the business and today, like as a North America contributes to over 30% of our business,
Hmm.
and the overall company is at about $100 million in terms of annualized recurring revenue. So that's the kind of scale at which we are operating at.
All right. We've completely run out of time, Ravi. Many thanks for joining us on Startup Street, and wish you the very best for all your aggressive growth plans.
Thank you, Shruti.
On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break. But coming up next, wellness brand Babyorgano has raised 20 crore rupees in a pre-Series A funding round led by RPSG Capital Ventures. CEO and co-founder Riddhi Sharma joins us to discuss more about the firm's growth and expansion plans. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. On the hot seat today, Ayurveda meets modern parenting. That's the philosophy driving one of India's fastest growing kids wellness brand, Babyorgano. Founded by husband and wife duo Riddhi and Ripple Sharma, the startup has just raised 20 crore rupees in a pre-Series A round led by RPSG Capital Ventures with participation from Source.vc. The company plans to use the fresh funds to accelerate product innovation, scale marketing efforts and strengthen operations as it works toward a 100 crore rupee revenue target by FY27. With over 1 million parents already trusting its Ayurvedic formulations, from immunity-boosting drops to child-safe roll-ons and gummies, Babyorgano is looking to redefine children's health and wellness through the science and purity of Ayurveda. Joining me now to discuss this further is Riddhi Sharma, the founder and CEO of Babyorgano. Riddhi, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, before we get into the fundraise, right, take us through the journey of Babyorgano. What prompted you to start the firm and what was the gap in the market that you were trying to solve for?
So thank you so much for inviting me on this platform. I think, a mother's journey starts from her own experience specifically. So when I became a mother in 2018, my nanny was there for me. My grandmother was there for me to take care of my newborn, because as a new mother, I was facing lots of wellness challenges for my kid. So if it is about babies having a colic pain, babies having a cold and cough, I did not know what to do with all these problems, wellness problem for the kids. My grandmother was there to take care of me and my newborn. Then I started realizing about the power of our Ayurvedic herbs. Eucalyptus oil, the hing roll-on, all these things have helped me a lot to take care of my newborn. And then I realized that this could be the problem of many modern mothers, or they might not, their grandparents might not be accessible for them to transfer this Ayurvedic knowledge to alpha generation or next the beta generation of their kids. So this was the actual journey started for Babyorgano.
All right, so it started from your own journey of being a mother. But, what does this investment mean for Babyorgano's next phase of growth? Where do you hope to use the funds that you've just raised and what's on top of the agenda?
So I think this round means a lot to us. It's not just funding, it's a validation of our purpose. So Babyorgano started from a very personal space, my own journey. And today having partners like RPSG Capital Ventures and Source.vc believes in that vision means we are moving in the right direction. So this partnership really gives us the strength to scale, to take Ayurveda for kids from Indian homes to global shelves. It means a lot to us.
Absolutely. And you've built a strong consumer base among parents, right? What's sort of driving this growing trust in Ayurvedic care for kids? And if you could take us through your top performing products at this point?
So definitely our very top performing product is Ayurvedic Swarna Prashan drops. Now in Charak Samhita, it is mentioned that, a Swarna Prashan is actually Ayurvedic vaccine for the kids. Now when I have started Bal Prashan, Swarna Prashan for my kid started building a strong immunity. And then I understood that, the power of Ayurveda is not just a myth, but it actually works if it is blended with the modern parents and modern science and the Ayurvedic herbs. So I think when I started I started giving Swarna Prashan to my kid, I started experiencing the power of Ayurveda, the power of immunity, Ayurvedic immunity booster for kids. I started recommending to my circle around, my friends who were having a kids of the same age. And I understood that the word of mouth, when a mother speaks about a product to another mother, it works well. And after Babyorgano journey started, nowadays also when we ask our customers, like, where did you hear about us? Most of the people says it is about our friends, our family members who has recommended us the Babyorgano products.
Sure. And if you could tell us a little bit more about, your product innovation pipeline and the new launches that we can expect in the coming months, anything new on the agenda?
So I think very recent products that we have launched is the Ayurvedic cough syrup. So it is made of 100% Ayurvedic ingredients that is, really safe for kids specifically. When it comes about the new product innovations, our immunity, gut health and wellness products are there into the pipeline. We have recently launched Panch Tulsi drops that is made with 100% Tulsi essential oils. That is again, helpful to build the immunity, that is good for the cold and cough. So our entire range of products, which we are right now or which we will be launching in next phase of growth, would all be around immunity, wellness and kids health.
Sure. And you've mentioned a target of crossing 100 crore rupees in revenue by FY27, right? So what are you currently clocking? Where do you hope to end this year? And what's the roadmap to sort of get to this 100 crore rupee mark that you've set for yourself?
So I think we have mapped out very clearly our milestone. More products, a larger parent community, and a stronger repeat purchase metrics is what we will be focusing on. Our main focus would be around sustainable, healthy growth. So, not just chasing the numbers, we are trying to build a long-term brand that parents trust and love.
All right. So you're looking there to have a sustainable brand. All right, Riddhi, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. And we wish you all the best on this journey going forward.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
While moving on, homegrown designer turned entrepreneur Masaba Gupta is busy transforming her beauty brand Lovechild from a digital-first mass label into a bridge-to-luxury brand. CNBC-TV18 Shilpa Ranipeta reports that she's betting retail stores and fine jewelry to build the house of Masaba into a full-fledged luxury lifestyle empire. Take a look.
Can be an online first brand.
Masaba Gupta is not content with her beauty brand Lovechild by Masaba being an online-only store. It operates in a highly competitive market filled with celebrity-led brands and global entrants. So she believes an omni-channel approach is a better bet, especially in the Indian context where experiential marketing is gaining traction.
I think I come from traditional brick and mortar understanding, given that the apparel brand has largely been an offline store, an offline model for us. So I think we felt very confident that, if we have to do offline retail, we know how to do it. I know how to do it very well. And I also believe, Shilpa, that eventually at the end of the day, beauty is something that you want to touch and feel, especially in India. So this is our pilot store, as I call it. And without saying too much, I think we'll soon have a second very, very soon in another spot.
This first standalone store in Mumbai is just the first step in Masaba's plan to not just carve her 3-year-old beauty brand Lovechild a niche in the fast-growing mass premium segment, but move it up the premium ladder to a bridge to luxury brand. The Level Up plan is not restricted to Lovechild.
If you ask me, typically a brand doesn't change their stand for a long time, but within 3 years, we've been able to go from being a lot more mass in our look and feel to being a little bit more bridge to luxury. But that's a part of the whole brand shift that's happening at the mother brand level. So apparel from bridge to luxury is becoming high luxury, and cosmetics from mass is becoming bridge to luxury. So I think it's just a game of playing catch up to what the consumer also really wants.
The effort is aimed at lowering Lovechild's dependence on its own website for 70% of its sales. And as the beauty business grows, Masaba's next big bet is fine jewelry.
Fine jewelry is where I'm placing all my bets. I really think that suddenly you have this extremely exciting young woman or a middle-aged woman or a slightly older woman who's saying that I no longer want to save up and buy a big mega piece of jewelry for my wedding day, but instead I want to buy smaller pieces that I can actually wear day to day, and you invest in things that excite you on a daily basis. And I think fine jewelry is going to be the real growth, where real growth will be unlocked in the next few years.
While Masaba didn't disclose specific numbers, she says Lovechild could soon rival or even overtake her apparel business in turnover. These aggressive moves come with a purpose. Masaba wants to achieve in 5 to 10 years what legacy luxury designers did in 20 to 25 years. In Mumbai, Shilpa Ranipeta.
That's Masaba's makeover. But in other news, SoftBank has reported a solid set of numbers, with the company posting a $19 billion gain on its Vision Fund. It is also announced that it has offloaded its entire stake in NVIDIA for more than $5 billion. Rashna Dhanrajani joins us now with more details on this. Rashna, take us through SoftBank's plans and why did they cash out of NVIDIA? Right. SoftBank's exit from NVIDIA marks another bold move by Masayoshi Son. He's cashing out of the world's most valuable AI chip maker just as he builds his own AI ecosystem. Now, this isn't the first time SoftBank has walked away from NVIDIA. Back in 2017, the Vision Fund was among NVIDIA's earliest backers, building a $4 billion stake before selling it all out in 2019 and missing the historic rally that followed. But this time, the story is different. NVIDIA's meteoric rise has already helped power Masayoshi Son's comeback, and it shows in this quarter's earnings as it drove SoftBank's profit to a record 2.5 trillion yen, or that's about $16 billion. That's far exceeding the market expectations. And so this sale worth $5.8 billion comes alongside record-breaking earnings. The company's Vision Fund posted a $19 billion gain, held by soaring valuations in OpenAI, Oracle, and PayPay. SoftBank's total revenue rose to 3.7 trillion yen, while pre-tax income more than doubled from last year. The stock has also been on a tear, jumping 78% in 3 months, its best performance since 2005. And in a move to attract more investors, SoftBank has announced a 4-for-1 stock split effective January 1st. Now, Sun is putting those NVIDIA gains to work, committing $30 billion to OpenAI, $6.5 billion to chipmaker Ampere, and working with TSMC on a $1 trillion AI manufacturing hub in Arizona. For Masayoshi Son, this is more than a profit story. It's a pivot from investing in AI's biggest winners to building the infrastructure behind it. SoftBank